Hi, welcome to Cosmic Turtles. My name is Tina, and today we're doing a reading. It's a love message for someone. Don't know who, but this one's a love message. I have the love romance cards. These cards here. They're not the originals because they're no longer in print. But all the cards are there, and they're the holographic ones. Oh, let's see what we have. Ooh, love message. Ooh, okay. Two of these cards just popped up. Says, past life relationship. You have known each other before. Past life relationship. I don't know if you could see it. They're very holographic and they're very reflective. A love message for someone. When you meet, you'll have that sense of familiarity, like you've known each other before somehow, some way. So that's just something to, And it says soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. And we could have many soulmates. Anyone can be a soulmate. It's someone that resonates with you. All right. Let's see what else we got. We're going to get the smaller ones here or get clarifiers. Yeah, we'll get clarifiers with them. Okay, so Star card came out. So you're a person that overcame a lot of challenges. And you've entered into a period where you're being strong in your own vulnerabilities. You don't see your like whatever used to be a weakness is now your strength because you see the value in that. You've grown. You've went through a lot of challenges and overcame them. And because of that, it made you like ready to be able to meet someone that would be like a soulmate, that they also went through similar challenges or complementary challenges, and they'll be able to meet with you on the same like-mindedness, And also, both of you are in a transformation period. You're because the death card came out. It was like a time where there was out with the old, in with the new, or more likely a transformation out with the fake and in with the original, the authentic self. So it's that process of growing. You've done it. This is coming out in your cards, and the other person you're going to meet also has been through this. So there's like a connection there too. So let's get another one to get like a deeper understanding in this reading. Ooh, there's one that flipped. So you're also a person that had to stand your ground, had to fight. There was a lot of arguments and drama, and you put an end to it. Basically, you stood your ground. No one could. They tried. Like, you know how, let's say there's a dynamic. There's someone that does something very well, and this other person or these three other people are looking at you and they're like, oh, I could do this. I could do better. And they're trying. Say, well, why are you doing it that way? We're doing it this way. And it's like, you already know. And so they're trying to outsmart you. They're trying to, try to have one up on you. And it's like, but I'm already there. Like, what? They have nothing. Like, they can't uh, uh, try to have one up on you because you're you you're already accomplished. You already overcame these things. It wasn't to boast about it or be arrogant about it. Just these other people that they may have had envy or jealousy, and then they tried to do like you or try to outdo you and all that. But at the end of the day, you're the one standing and you're holding all the swords, and the other people gave up because they got to find their own path. They got to find who it is that they are authentically, and then they'll rise up, and no one could take their place because everybody's unique, right? So everyone has to find that authentic self instead of being in competition with each other. You can inspire each other. And then that's that motivation, encouragement, being inspired. It's like, oh, I want to do that too. I would try it out for myself. It might open doors inside of you to even expand even more. So, so even though you went through that and there's big transformation, there is people that while you're going through this transformation and leveling up, there are people that are going to try to, like, they'll badmouth you. They'll try to push your trigger buttons or something like that and try to get a rise out of you to see if they can win one up on you. But this is their own problems going on inside of them. They're not doing their internal work. Instead, they want to try to take you down so you're at their level. And so it's, if you know this is what's going on, just, like, you already know who you are. You don't have to justify it to anybody. And let them behave the way they're going to behave. If you need to make a stand, make a stand when it's time. You'll feel it. You'll know. You got the star. The star is very intuitive too by then as well. You can recognize things and see things. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. But if there is something to, stand in your truth, and the other people are just going to be like, yeah, okay, and kind of stop, and then look inside, and then they'll start their path. Let's see what else there is. We'll get some clarifiers on this as well. I'll pull out 4 cards and we'll see. All right, let's see. What else do we have for our viewer? Tower moment. Woohoo! So the next one is Tower moment. This is a love reading. Yes. You can meet someone, right? And it's very similar energy, right? And it makes whatever you thought about love before kind of die off because it's no longer relevant anymore. It's all the old dogma or whatever it is that we thought love was. And then those things starts moving away, like the part of you got to give everything to another person. But you can't give love if you don't give it to yourself first, right? So unconditional love, like you give love to you first, and then you realize you are, and you're able to give that to other people. So whatever wasn't standing on truth and all that, it died off, and the transformation took place. And then Tower moment. Tower moment could be after these people are trying to, it could be also they did say something and it brought down your self-esteem or self-confidence. And it caused like a tower moment within you saying, you know what, I got to reinforce these things. I got to make a better foundation. I got to believe in myself even more. And then you build a better foundation, then you're more ready to receive the soulmate, the love that's coming towards you. Also, another storyline that comes in is sometimes when we meet people that are from our past life, sometimes it's to like either finish a story that started in another lifetime and we finish it in this one. Sometimes you only meet them for a little while. Sometimes it's to balance out karma. And sometimes it's for each people to be validated that, like, you hurt me in another lifetime. Yeah, well, you hurt me too. It's like, well, we're not going to spend this one hurting each other again. We're going to spend this one forgiving ourselves, forgiving each other. And then maybe sometimes that's the reason for meeting in this lifetime. We're still discovering what all those dynamics are. But but little truths are coming, subtle ones. That's why they say listen to your intuition in any of these interactions, in any interaction at all. You'll see the truth of things, whatever it is that you're ready to see as well. Okay, let's get a clarifier on the star card. The star card came up and is clarified by the 8 of Cups. So your rise to be strong within yourself was before you didn't know how to say no. Before, you wouldn't leave a situation even though it was no longer good for you. You would just stay and be hopeful, and it was like forcing it to be the way you imagined it to be, and it should be that way, and it's from the ego, right? It wasn't from the soul. And you wanted it so much that way that you compromise yourself, and finally you learned that it was time to move on from things that no longer serve you, and to actually step up and honor yourself, like, and you actually done it, and that's what caused you to rise up as the star. You finally did it. You finally actually moved away, or said no, or did something that usually you wouldn't do because you were afraid of rejection, afraid of being abandoned, afraid of this or that, because of fear. You overcame fear by walking into the unknown, and you done it and made you rise as a star. So that's the clarifier for the star card. And that caused a lot of changes and transformation within. That's why we have the death card. Let's get a clarifier for the death card. Now the story is nice. Death card. Woo! Yay! Okay, this one is called the shadow side. And you can tell by the image that to clarify the death card, you overcame your own shadow. This usually represents the devil card. So you overcame your own shadows. You overcame your shadow, the main one that kept you into self-sabotaging programmings, self-sabotaging beliefs about yourself. Anything that would affect you in a way that it would bring you down to your knees. And these were just you with you. It had nothing to do with anybody around you. However, because you were stuck in those thought patterns, it would create that kind of reality around you. So you decided to change that. Just by walking away, you also walked away from the devil. You beat the devil, and it died. And then there's a transformation, and then you're no longer bound by this anymore because you've transformed. This is exciting. This is a big one. This sets you free. It sets you free in a way you feel empowered, but not in an egoic sense. You feel empowered, just like it's like having the best day in the whole world. Or if you look at something that just that feeling of like geez, like oh geez, me and words. I got more expression than words, but it's so uplifting. It's like big weight off your shoulder. You're no longer bound. Like, let's say you had this metal chain that was big and heavy on your shoulders, around your neck, and for years and years and years, and finally someone just took it off, and then you're like, holy jeez, I feel so light. Like, I have long hair and I tucked it in, but I remember I had long thick hair, even longer than this, twice the length, and it was so heavy, especially when you wash them and they're wet. And then one day I said, you know what, I know my hair grows fast, so I cut it real short. And the feeling of relief from, like, oh wow, like, geez, it's not heavy, it's it's just that feeling. You've done this for yourself. You've actually accomplished this. Now when that happens, yes, it causes a lot of people around you, they want to keep you the way you are. You were all They want to keep you in a way you've always been, according to their perception of you, not according to yours, according to theirs. Now, when you go through these changes, these transformations within you, you start shining, you start radiating differently than what you have before, which causes these people to see you differently, and they don't like it. They're like, no, no, that's not you. I was like, who are you to tell me who I am? Are you in my shoes, in my head, in my heart, in my soul? No. But people do that. Like, they're like, oh no, because it's uncomfortable. If you're not the same way you always were, then I don't know how to manipulate you. I don't know how to talk to you. I don't know how to approach you now. I don't know how to get what I usually can get from you before. See how that works? Let's get a clarifier on that Five of Swords. And it says too that even though you have that kind of interactions with certain peoples, and kind of question is that I thought, in a way, it made you feel like, I thought these people have my back, no matter what I'm going through. I thought they said so. But then the truth came after that they didn't, because they couldn't handle your transformation. It had nothing to do with you. It was their own opinion of them. It was their own opinion of you, the way they perceive stuff. That has nothing to do with you. So on the Five of Swords, the clarifier is Death card on that. How awesome is that? You put an end to it. So it's just reconfirming what it already says. They all gave up. Like, it's either they're happy for your transformation, for your successes, then you know they've got your back if they're happy for you and they're not pretending. You can tell the difference even if they're, oh yeah, that's nice. You know, even though they're smiling doesn't mean that they're supporting you. No, you know the difference. So the death card came on that. So there's a transformation about these kinds of interactions. People are no longer interacting with you that way anymore. They're accepting that there's been a big change, and more than likely it's because they also individually are going through similar changes, and instead of, they start thinking about it, like, instead of me being jealous or envious of this person and trying to create all this drama, I should actually ask them, how'd you do it? Because I'm going through mine right now, and because you already went through it, you'd be the best person to ask actually on the how to get to the next step. Because there's parts of our journey that it feels like you're staring at a wall and you can't go through it. And sometimes you need that support, that help from someone that actually went through it. Would you rather get it from someone that just off the top of their head tells you what to do and they never done it for themselves? Or do you want the information from someone that actually went through it, overcame it, leveled up, made it to the other side, made it to this certain point, and they're standing strong, and they're having good things and good interactions with people around them, and they have abundance around them? Wouldn't you want to have the info from them? Let's get a clarifier on the Tower moment. And this is a love reading. Okay, Tower moment clarified by the Ace of Wands. There we go. I was wondering. Yes, there's lots of love, lot of love. Like, it's loving yourself first. It's going through these things, but keep loving yourself first. And as you keep doing what you're supposed to be doing, that's when this beautiful offer of passion comes towards you. That's the Tower moment. That's clarifying the Tower. It's like, yeah, you're worthy of love. I like what you are. I like the energy you have, but it's not to take it away from you. I believe in It's someone that's soulmate. Like, they'll believe in your project. They'll be happy for you. Want to help. They'll be wanting maybe partner up. They'll be wanting to, support you, to go on a journey with you, like hand in hand. And so this is a very passionate offer coming towards you. And yeah, it clarifies the tower moment because you didn't expect it. It was like, really? Like, I know I did all this and all that and all that, but I didn't really think about, well, I thought about self-love, but I didn't think anybody else would also, and the fun part is when you share stories, like, you'll know if they're just talking like someone that's only book smart or if they're talking like someone that's actually experience smart. You'll know the difference if it's someone that resonates with you. And you'll know too if they're just playing a game. You'll know the difference because you already overcame these things and you know how to recognize it. You've either played the games yourself and are a reformed player, but still enjoys playing in life, but now have more respect for yourself and others. Or you're someone that dealt with a player and can recognize these things in other people as well to be aware of. Those would be like the red flags, You recognize the red flags. You got, what do I call it? I call it now, with all the experiences that I had, I built a red flag repertoire, which my intuition automatically, or my gut feeling, will send through. And then I was like, oh, okay, I see what's going on. But it's not to be taken as, oh, that person is, no, because that still be judgment, right? There's a fine line. Like, it's understanding that someone is on their path and they're there and they still have a few more steps to go through, and it could take time for them because each person has their own pace. So that's why there's a lot of breakups, because people are not developing at the same time. And that's okay too. I hear the birds. It's okay if someone becomes like a leaf on a tree in the fall, because the tree can grow new leaves in the spring. So it's okay if some people are no longer, distance themselves, are no longer part of your life. They were there for a time and a purpose, and after a while, purpose is complete, and each person benefits, regardless what it is. Whether you're on the more shadow side, you felt ashamed and don't want to hang out with someone that's doing so great because you're not able to you feel like you have to be in competition with them all the time and you just want to hide away from the life. And that's the time of being in a hermit, because you need to do some more healing. So it doesn't matter what side you're on the spectrum of light or shadow, because each one of us is looking for our middle. When we have our middle, that spot, that sense of balance within yourself, then you see your own shadow, you see your own light, you keep yourself balanced. And you have more of an awareness of who you are authentically, and you see how certain parts are complementary and working with each other, right? If we weren't a child first, and children are little tricksters. They like to play games. They like to overindulge. They like to overdo stuff. And then they learn pretty quickly that, oh, okay, I'm not doing that anymore. They learn. So that's how they mature. Now, when you're an adult, you don't lose that part of you. You've gained a lot of wisdom from your childhood experiences, but when you see other children, you can recognize certain things in them because you went through it and you gain the wisdom from it. See? So that's no different than traveling the other, that because that was the growing up part. The horror, it was like child, adolescent, uh, adult, elder. So that's that path. And then the other path is light and shadow. So you get it. You travel in through your lifetime. You'll travel these dynamics until you reach and find out what your middle is. And from that point there, you're going to live more authentically. You'll be your authentic self. There's parts of you can release to be transmuted, or you can transmute them yourself, but you don't judge it or lock it up in a box because it's going to cause troubles later. So I say, love thyself, know thyself, and love thyself. We're starting to learn all this. It's in the collective. Uh, there are others before that used to talk about it in a way, way past. But they spoke about it more in a parable way instead of with everyday examples. And today we have more of an ability to be able to explain things with everyday examples. Let's add something else for this love reading. I feel that whoever you are, you've also encountered parts about your own divinity, your own authenticness, being authentic. There was a spiritual aspect to all this as well that was developing within you. So we're going to get galactic symbols one. And there may have been some questions you had about the inner dynamics, like in reference to connecting with people, and why is it we always connect with the same type of people, and it's not our main desired ones. What's going on? But that was about that shadow aspect, which you overcame. That means you won't have those self-sabotaging programmings going on inside of you anymore. You overcame them. So you understand this. So what do we have for our viewer for this love channel? What do we have for our viewer? Okay, one flipped. How many? We had 2 death cards, and that's card transformation, right? Well, the galactic symbols, this is what they showed, card number 9. Awesomeness. It's transformation. Card number 9, transformation. I don't know if you could see the symbol. It's like, almost looks like a sun and a moon, or like an eclipse of sorts. Total eclipse of the heart. Yeah, okay. Transformation. Nice. And it's a number 9. In numerology, it's fine-tuning everything at the end. So you could start anew. So in the back it says, reinvent yourself. It is up to you to tackle tiredness, boredom, or lack of motivation. Reset your energy with positivity. It is time for a new outfit, a makeover, or a freshen up. As something is on the horizon. Something is on the horizon. Nice offer. So get ready to make a fabulous first impression when it arrives. Think big, walk tall, and who knows where this change will take you. There. So you're lining yourself up. This reading is showing it. It's lining you all up. I'm going to get one of my completion of a cycle oracle deck. It's very fitting because you went through a lot and actually succeeded. You might be tired, yes, but Keep your courage up. Says, see through the veil with different eyes, or see through with different eyes the veil. Yeah, it's. I know I split it differently. It could be because I'm originally French. Um, so it's basically look at things differently as you have before. Before we would see things only a certain way, but then you learned how to look at things in a different way. Okay. So this is in relation to love. Okay, the dating and the scene and everything. It's not how it was. It's a little scary going back to dating and no worries. Human connection is still the same. Human connection is still human connection. You are and have the ascended masters at your disposal. So listen to that voice inside, that intuition, your gut feeling. Listen to that. That's part of that's your soul, that's your divine, that's your divinity speaking to you. That's the creator, the universe speaking to you through you. Okay? It says, you reap what you sow. Fertilizer moment make you grow. Okay. There's another saying that says, what goes around comes around. The law of karma. However, you reap what you sow because you've put that much effort and determination and you've overcame these things and absolutely wanted to better yourself. Because you did that, you're going to reap what you sowed. So as much love as you gave yourself is as much love is going to come to you, but maybe even tenfold. Understand that. And then fertilizer moments make you grow is this part here. The part about people trying to contradict, trying to argue, because you've had a change and you're trying to explain it to them because maybe these were people you love and they weren't understanding. Instead, you've got an opposite reaction, which you were not prepared for. However, there was a big transformation that happened after that. Okay, so these fertilizer moments, think about the words, right? I changed it, but think about the word fertilizer. What is fertilizer? So fertilizer moments, it's like saying shit happened, right? So fertilizer moments make you grow. Okay. While you were going through this, it made you grow. It made you grow in a way that you have more understanding. The path of knowledge is easy. You can just grab a book, read it, retain the information, spit it back out sometime in another place, whenever. It's easy to acquire knowledge. However, understanding is takes a little bit longer, but once you have it, it's yours forever. It's actually yours. Okay? What else do we have? Love, love, love. I want something for the love. I have self-care. What do we have for love? Numerology. I have something. White light oracle book. Ooh, it's very white. Okay. The white light oracle guidebook. Okay, this is the guidebook, but I have the cards right here. So, what do we have for our viewer for this love message? To help them on their journey to get some love. All right. Let's see what we have. We have the Oracle of Chaldea. The Oracle of Chaldea. Look at that, even with the lighting, eh? Ah, there's something that got illuminated in you. That's that when you gain that understanding and you feel you're connected and you matter, you have a purpose, you matter in this life. When you start having that understanding that yes, there's a reason why you were born, and yes, you deserve love, and love is coming, but the right love is coming. Okay, so let's see what it says. Card 37. Let's see here. Okay, excuse me. I even have kitty cat hair on this. Oh, she's sleeping. All right, but she's a Longford cat, so the little fine cat hairs get everywhere. Makes me sneeze a little. Okay, so hopefully I don't move it too much while I read. Continue on your healing journey with enthusiasm, but without forcing things to happen more quickly than feels natural. Sometimes the body will be ready to let go while the mind is still holding on. At another times, the mind may need to be patient as the body processes an experience. Trust in your own timing and rhythm. There's no need to be impatient or to judge yourself. You are summoning the spiritual fortitude to tackle an issue which has previously held you back. When the time is right, the healing shall happen more easily than if you tried to push forward prematurely. Things are going to work out. Be positive. There are times when being present in the body and feeling our truth is challenging. It is. We may be unsure how to hold space for our own emotional and and psychological states. Humans are complex creatures, and the authentic healing journey requires us to have patience with ourselves. We need to know when it is safe to delve into a matter with full faith that, even if things feel out of control, we are connected to a powerful, supportive spiritual network and our own wisdom. And that's enough to handle whatever arises, even if we tremble somewhat during the process. Oh, I've had that. When I had to stand up for myself, like one of the first times there and say my truth, I was shaking on the inside, but I said what I had to say, even though I was shaking on the inside. And after that, it was like, oh, such a relief. That feeling of, I finally done it, you know? We can imagine that the wounded self lives in a room in the mansion of our soul. When that room has not been entered in for a long time, it may have become a very scary place in our minds, a place to avoid. That is part of how humans protect themselves. Living in such a split and defended state is not tenable forever, but for a time it can serve a useful purpose, allowing us to build the strength and awareness we need to address the situation. We do what we can to grow and prepare to enter that room, to open it and rescue the beautiful aspect of our soul that's been waiting for such a time to come. To prepare for such a heroic healing moment, we can connect with the spiritual realms of light as a source of love and strength. During such downtime with the divine, we can learn about ourselves beyond our wounded parts. While we know we have some healing to do, we also understand that alongside our vulnerability, there is courage, wisdom, and confidence. By acknowledging our wounds and also affirming our strength, we ready ourselves to take our next step. The Chaldean is the devotee to the light of spirit. When the Oracle of Chaldea comes to you, it is encouragement to rely on, excuse me, it is encouragement to rely on the light within you, however it is that you believe, okay? Embrace practices that help you feel connected to the light. Grow your trust in the spirit within you. This is not about ignoring where you need healing. It is about knowing at a deep level that you are loved, spiritually guided, divinely held, worthy and capable of healing. As you trust in the spiritual light within you and your connection to the spiritual worlds increases, so too will your readiness to acknowledge and engage in that which needs healing. You'll feel safe and supported and ready to move on. You may feel your relationship with Spirit is already strong enough to support such a process. In this case, the Oracle is an encouragement to embrace your readiness and allow the grace of your spiritual journey to expand in all areas of your life. This Oracle augurs a spiritual growth spurt, a forward leap on your path of healing and awakening. It is a reminder that no matter how large a challenge may loom, you can continue to grow your spiritual connection, so it is always more powerful than anything else. How amazing is that? Oh, wow. This is the most beautiful love reading of a person loving on themselves. We continue to do that. And that's what will attract the same kind of love towards us for a partnership when we're ready. So this has been your reading. I hope it helped. And this is Tina from Cosmic Turtles. And we will see you next time.